Hey, check out the disclaimer. Anyway, my Patreon supporters got to see preview images, work-in-progress shots, and high-resolution images of the completed figure. If you want to join them, even the smallest donation helps. The link is in the description below. Hey out there, it's Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a commission for Lane. It's Bowser Jr.'s little clown car from Smash Brothers. I say it's his car from Smash Brothers, but really this is just like the Koopa family's preferred method of travel, not counting go-karts. Since a long time ago, I don't remember which was the first game that featured King Koopa flying around in this thing. But I'm pretty sure it predates Dr. Eggman's Eggomatic hovercraft. So I guess you could say that while this is like a fantasy version of the ball vehicle concept, Dr. Eggman has a cyberpunk version of it. Fantasy versus cyberpunk. Which do you like better? I don't care. Alright, let's talk base toy. It is one of the Burger King Pokeballs. Way back when the first Pokemon movie came out, Burger King, in their kids' meals, gave out little Pokemon that came in Pokeballs. So that it would be a surprise. You open up the Pokeball to find out what Pokemon you have. Unfortunately, these balls had to be pulled from the market. They had to be recalled after a young child, I think it was a 2-year-old girl, smothered herself to death with one. That's really unfortunate, and I wish I happened to get nearly 30 of them before the thing came down, because I was buying one of these things for lunch after school every day, trying to get all the Pokemon. But yeah, it's really these things are so convenient. I also use them to make the heads of my Death Egg robots, but every time I pick up one of these things, I just feel some guilt deep down knowing that a child died playing with this. I don't know. But you know what? It's being heavily modified, and the person I'm giving this to is not a 2-year-old child, so I'm pretty sure the risk of anyone killing themselves is pretty minimal. Okay, so you've seen how the facial features are pretty much made out of epoxy sculpt, and I cut the top out to make a hole for Bowser Jr. to sit in, so let's move on to the rest of it. Alright, so with the top of the Pokeball cut with a hole just the right size for Bowser Jr. to fit inside easily, I put a lip around it. This is a craft foam strip. It's stretched the circumference of the hole on top to make that little rim that's at the top of the thing that Bowser Jr. sticks his head out over. And then the ball needed a floor. I measured out how high up Bowser Jr. would have to stand in this ball so that just the right amount of his head would come out over the lip. And I made a little floor out of a piece of what is this? Oh yeah, foam board. There's also a pillar of epoxy sculpt underneath it, which is holding it up. And then a little rim of epoxy sculpt, keeping it attached to the, side of the ball. This creates a nice, sturdy, rigid floor space that doesn't increase the weight of the ball too much, and doesn't waste like $5 worth of epoxy sculpt. Okay, so with all of that done, I kind of have a little ball already. I had to drill a small hole in the back of it to fit a figure art action stand. This allows it to have a flying, hovering effect. But, as we all know, this thing doesn't float by magic or cyberpunk levitation technology. It floats with a ridiculously tiny propeller that would not be able to lift anything. That came off of this little robot from the Rusty Rivets toy line. It's a very nice little propeller that spins very nicely. All I had to do was lop off the top half of the robot's head and paint it green, and that was the propeller. The final thing was just sticking the little propeller on the bottom of the ball. It's basically just kind of crazy glued there. I even left a little bit of the robot's eyes behind there just to let me know what part of it's the back. Kind of creates a unique little thing, like there's something peeking out underneath the bottom of the thing. Okay, so, well, that is the Bowser Mobile, is what I'm going to call it right now. Actually, I guess I could call it the Koopa car. Yeah, let's call it that, the Koopa car, because Koopa is the family name, and, anybody can drive the Koopa car, whether it's Bowser, Bowser Jr., Iggy, Wiggy, Piggy, Dicky, Don, whatever the names of the Koopalings are. Oh god, I just know somebody's gonna kill me for not knowing the names of all the Koopalings off the top of my head. But yep, that's my story, I stand by it. As you can see, Bowser Jr. can stick his head out the top just fine, he can even gesticulate a little bit. And let's finish off with a picture of the Koopa-mobile showing off the full height it can reach with the display stand. This is in case you want to have it like looming high overhead with Mario standing beneath it. That's fun. Alright, so this has been a unique little thing. I don't make vehicles very often, but here is one. And we will see you next time. Although this is probably the final custom of June. So see you guys in July, unless I put up a toy review or something tomorrow. Man, tomorrow is Toys R Us's last day. Tomorrow is the last time I'll be working at Toys R Us.